Thank you all for coming. This is our best practices for a Discord social SDK integration session. For those of you that were at the Discord talk yesterday, thank you for coming to both, and sorry you're going to hear a lot of the same jokes. The slide here says social design principles that move the needle. My notes say, lawyers said I couldn't guarantee anything to you, but if you do a good job integrating the SDK, we think that's pretty good for your game and your players. And I wasn't planning on making that joke knowing that our head of legal was sitting in the audience. So what are you going to do? A little bit about me. I'm on the product team at Discord. My name is Mason. I've been here for 9 years, helping to build and grow our developer ecosystem and helping developers succeed when they work with Discord. I've been playing games since Putt Putt Saves the Zoo and Pajama Sam on the family computer. Nowadays, I love MMOs and ARPGs, and I play a rogue anytime you give me the choice. This session is a deep dive. We're going to get into the details of what makes a great integration with Discord and how it can help your game succeed. We'll go through a bit of the design philosophy of how you can maximize the impact of account linking with Discord. We'll go through a deep dive on all of the SDK's features so that you can best understand how to take advantage of Discord's 90 million plus daily active users to drive engagement and retention for your game. So first, why should you care about any of this? We talk a lot in the industry about player acquisition, about retention curves, about live ops cadence and content calendars, and all of that matters. But I want to talk about something that happens before all of that. The thing that might decide whether someone even opens your game tonight. It's a conversation that happens between friends, and that conversation is almost certainly happening on Discord. Right now, somewhere on Discord, a group of friends is trying to figure out what they should play tonight. Someone throws out the name of a game. Someone else says, I uninstalled that last week. A third person links a clip from a new game that just came out, and within like 90 seconds, the group moved on. That moment is one of the most important in your game's life cycles, and almost nobody's designing for it. We're here at the Game Developer Conference. I'm talking to you all as game developers. I don't need to tell you that it's hard right now. You're living it. The number of games shipping keeps going up every year. Meanwhile, the average Steam player went from 13 titles a year in 2021 to 10 in 2024. Players are choosing fewer games and sticking with them. That means the bar is higher than it used to be. You're not just competing for attention, you're competing for a spot in a smaller rotation. But here's what's interesting. On Discord, that trend goes the other way. Discord players went from 8 Steam titles to 11 over that same period of time. More games, not fewer. The difference is friends. A new mechanic or content drop can bring players back. But a friend saying, get on, we're playing this right now, is what gets them to stay. Someone hypes a release, shares a clip, pulls you into a session, and the next game finds you. Friends are what gets games into the rotation and what keeps them there. So the question isn't just, how do I get players to try my game? It's how do I make it easy enough for a group of friends to say yes right now together? Because that's what actually gets people to play. That's why Discord built the social SDK. We wanted to provide a way for you to tap into those moments and be the choice that players make. It works by breaking down barriers between Discord and your game. The Discord Social SDK brings Discord-powered social features into your game, and in turn, makes your game a more deeply integrated part of the Discord social experience that happens between friends every day. It makes it easy to know what your friends are up to and what they're playing. It helps reduce friction in starting groups and playing together. It allows players to easily pull their friends back into your game, even when their friends aren't playing. It gives them a way to keep the fun and conversation going, even when the game ends. And the secret sauce to all of these benefits is allowing players to link their Discord account to your game account. Our data has shown that players who link their Discord account to games through the social SDK come back more often for increased gaming sessions and more game days. linked players have 25% more game days, 16% longer sessions, and 35% increased median retention. So, in an average week, if an unlinked player is playing your game for 4 days, a linked player plays 5. Why do they come back? Why is account linking so powerful? As much as I, a product person, would love to believe that a really well-designed authorization modal is the cure to all that ails you, it's about what happens after that fact. By linking their account, your players get access to their friends in your game. No code or username exchange is required, making it easy to invite people and play together. It also keeps the connection going when the game is done. At the heart of the Discord social SDK is a permeable barrier between game and Discord, one through which messages and social interaction can flow, keep people connected, and pull them back in. So now we're going to get into some design philosophies that we've understood and figured out over the past year that showcase how and why certain integrations are effective and what you should be thinking about as you build. First, placement. If users have to hunt through settings to link their account, they're not going to do it. And then they're going to miss out on all of these great benefits. You want to make sure that you're making account linking easily and repeatedly accessible at good contextual moments. One of the main values of the SDK is getting access to your Discord friends. Put a CTA in the friends list that tells people that they can find their friends by connecting Discord. Similarly, use the means that are at your disposal to educate your users. Use in-game mail, notifications, educational prompts, whatever you've got, to tell them that this is something that they can do. And, like I said, don't bury it behind a bunch of clicks in a bunch of settings. Sometimes we don't even realize it. If you were at the Hero Talk yesterday, you would have heard my colleague Soda talking about the number of screens that a user has to go through to gift somebody something in a game. It's over 50. Think about counting those when you're asking somebody to go find something. One of our examples here is PAX Day by Mainframe Industries. They saw really high account linking rates because they made these account linking in contextual moments. They saw gameplay days increase by 19% across their player base, underscoring the SDK's role as core social utility. Players who connected their Discord and PAX Day accounts logged 39% more game days than non-linked players, showing that loyalty and commitment. Now, while Discord isn't new, the idea of it being directly inside of your game is. Help educate players by telling them about the value of connecting their account so they know what they're going to get after they click that button. Tell them what they can do. Invite and talk with their friends on Discord. It's what drives the playtime. Tell them about it. This can be explicit educational material like new user experiences and pop-ups, but it can also be about making those calls to action relevant and interesting. Find your friends with a Discord logo as your account linking button is stronger than something that just says link. It tells you what you're actually going to get. We worked with 7 Days to Die by the Fun Pimps, who also saw very high account linking rates. This early education patch notes style notice to players did a lot to get people to link their accounts. And while I'm sure you're thinking, yes, of course, the Discord person wants us to add a giant modal in our game to show off the integration. And yes, I do, don't get me wrong. This is an example. Education goes a long way in whatever makes sense for what you have available to you. Third, players love getting stuff, as if we didn't know that. Some of our most successful integrations offer additional benefits to users who link their accounts. From in-game items, to currency, to special status in the game's official communities. Think about what additional benefits you could unlock for players who link their accounts. Maybe it's a special role for linked players in your official server that rewards your player for linking. And hey, right after this talk, go claim your game on Discord. Become Discord official and get your server verified. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, discord.com/community. I'm getting a nods for the plug. Thank you. I appreciate that. One of our other early partners was Rust by Facepunch, who also saw very high account linking rates. You're seeing a pattern here, by offering an exclusive in-game item reward for linking your account. In-game account linking entry points are some of the highest traffic opportunities for you to get players to do this, and so you really want to capitalize on them. An in-game reward coupled with clear placement and value props can encourage players to link their accounts and give this integration a try, especially in games with already established social dynamics and means of communication. And importantly, while the reward may drive raw account links, it's delivering on the value props of the social integration that ultimately keeps players engaged and retained. What are those value props? Now that you've gotten your players to link their accounts, what are the benefits that they get from doing so? We have 3 core features in the Discord Social SDK that really drive the results: the friends list, rich presence, and game invites. Friends list, it's what it says on the tin. After linking your account, you get access to all of your Discord friends in game, not just other people who play or other people who have linked. Rich presence lets you turn that somewhat bland playing game name that you might see on Discord status into something creative, meaningful, and actionable for people playing your game, and makes your game visible to all of those players' friends. And with game invites, players can send invites to play to their friends, who'll receive it both in-game via SDK events, but also directly in their Discord client in their DM from you, letting players reach out to friends who aren't currently playing and pull them back in. With one click, you accept the invite, the game boots up, and you're playing together. No friction. These core features work as a compounding system, not just a checklist of implementation. In isolation, they're nice to haves that players might find interesting or novel. But when built together and integrated tightly with your game's existing social systems, they become the real engagement drivers. So let's talk about friends. We all have them. I have lots of friends. I don't play old MMOs by myself. That would be sad. The Discord friends list is powerful. It gives you access to all of your friends, not just people who also play or have also linked their accounts. Discord's goal is to give players access to the people that they care about. We've seen that an integrated friends list is best, showing in-game and Discord friends alongside each other. We may all be people with lots of friends on Discord because we use it for work, or we're just really popular. But lots of players have just a close handful of friends, and so bringing them together makes that list feel more full. You want to make sure that you're displaying that friend status clearly. Who's online? Who's not? Who's in the game? Who could be? Who can I play with right now? Make the list do stuff. Let players invite and DM their friends from that friends list. Otherwise, it's a very pretty but rather useless piece of UI in your game. And finally, the Discord friends list has this interesting concept of online elsewhere. These are friends who aren't currently in-game, but are around. Maybe they're playing something else, or they're just hanging out and chatting. These are players that can be reached with messages and invites and brought back into your game. They are some of the most important things to pay attention to when building this friends list. Again, PAX Day did an excellent job with their friends integration. It clearly answers the question of who can I play with right now, either who's in game or who's online elsewhere, with quick actions to pull them back in. And in newer updates, our SDK has improved the default sorting of the friends list so that we bubble up people who have played recently to the top, making it really easy to know who plays this game and who should I reach out to. Who do I have the best chance of connecting with? If you're familiar with Discord, you're probably familiar with our basic game detection feature, where we can show playing game name. Rich presence lets you customize that presence with actionable and exact information, like what hero someone's playing, what level they are, if they're in a match, or what the score is. The goal should be that somebody can always look at their friend and know, hey, can I play with this person right now? And if not, how soon can I? You want to keep that info up to date. Update it at key moments in the game's lifecycle, like when you're looking for a group, or you're in a match and what the score is and how much time is left. Customize it. Make use of all of the fields for detailed strings and custom artwork and assets to really show off and look great. And finally, inside of that presence, you can surface Ask to Join capabilities powered by our game invites. That means that if you're playing a game, I can see your presence on Discord. And there's a button right there that I can click that lets me ask to join your game. Again, zero friction to playing together. All right, so you've got access to your friends, your presence is looking great. Let's talk about those game invites, the real enabler. Discord game invites allow players to send invites to play to their friends. These invites show up directly in Discord in your DMs with that friend, so they can't be missed. If you receive an invite, you can accept it even if you aren't currently playing the game, and we'll boot up the game and put you in group together. In some cases, we've even got support for remote joining capabilities, which means that I can accept a game invite on my phone, and it'll group me up on my PC or console. That's pretty neat. Invites are really at the heart of retention and playing together. So you want to make sure that you make that invite capability available to everyone on the friends list, especially those online elsewhere folks that we mentioned. It lets you pull them back into the game when they're not playing. Really critically, if your game already has established invite flows for your players, don't make a second one. If I have to choose between invite and invite to Discord, I'm going to pick the one that I already understand and know what it's going to do. Instead, when somebody sends an invite, just send the Discord invite as well. Piggyback off of what players already know and make it Discord magic. We can also let you customize the artwork of those invites inside of Discord with things like artwork for the map or the season or the mode that they're being invited to just make them more interesting, actionable, and willing to accept. Now, how about a sneak peek at something new? Players love to celebrate the games that they love, show off their latest achievements, and as we at Discord say, flex on their friends. And Discord profiles receive a massive amount of traffic. They are seen by 133 million users a month. So, we built a brand new game stats widget that can appear on player profiles, and we're offering a sneak peek here at GDC. Through account linking, Marvel Rivals and Wuthering Waves players can add a game stats widget to their Discord profile, and they can customize things like what rank they are, their favorite heroes, how long their login streaks are, and other things to show off to their friends. This feature is currently available to Rivals and Wuthering Waves, but we're refining the feature and looking forward to making it more widely available soon. As I mentioned earlier, the core features of the Discord Social SDK are a compounding system. It starts with account linking as the way that players get access to these features. And we talked about just how important it is to ensure a good account linking experience, but we've also learned that what happens after account linking is equally critical. So if you take one thing away from this talk, I want you to ask yourself 2 questions. How am I going to ensure that I am encouraging and enabling players to easily link their account? And how am I putting these Discord features in the core game loops of friends, presence, and invites of my game that help bring them and their friends together? Okay, now we're going to talk about the communications features in the Discord Social SDK. That sweet voice and text chat that you all know and love. The Discord Social SDK gives you access to powerful chat features that helps your players stay in touch. DMs can power both in-game whisper systems and game-to-Discord messaging, letting you bug your friends and ask when they'll finally be done with work or giving a talk on stage so that they can come play with you. Text chat and linked channels power group conversations, either for ephemeral in-game parties and lobbies, or linking them to Discord channels so the conversation never stops for guilds and alliances. And of course, you get access to Discord voice chat. We're pretty good at that, and it's at no cost. Again, here, my legal team tells me I can't technically say free because you do have to do some work to integrate it. So the legal definition of free is apparently not quite accurate, but we at Discord do not charge money for this. No rev share, no fee, no money changes hands to get voice chat in your game. Tough crowd, geez. So the big takeaway, when players can communicate through your game, conversations extend beyond just the immediate play session. It drives return visits and more people playing together. Okay, we're going to take a really quick technical detour to talk about how our chat system actually works. I promise it's not going to be super boring, but I want you to better understand what it means for your game and how to think about this system. Chat is powered by Discord lobbies, which are just containers that you can put players in that you want to be able to group up and talk to each other. Lobby members can chat with each other and use text and voice chat. Lobbies support up to 1,000 members, but we recommend about 25 or so if you're using voice. If you've ever been in a large Discord voice call with lots of people talking at once, you know that it works. It's just kind of sonically unpleasant, but you can do more. You can support a whole raid group. And critically, players can be in more than one lobby at a time, meaning that you can be chatting with multiple groups of people. So as an example of how this might work for like a 5v5 shooter game, if you want to power team chat and an all chat, you'd want to make 3 lobbies. One for each team and one that includes everybody, which allows those different options of who the recipients of the messages are. All right, so now that we know a little bit about how it works, how do you make it great? You want to auto-create these lobbies and join players to them. Make it seamless, but give them the ability to opt out if they don't want to talk. Provide clear audio controls, muting, deafening, volume controls, push-to-talk hotkeys, all those things that players expect from a great Discord voice experience. And use speaking indicators to make it clear who's talking. I can't heal you if you're standing in the fire and yelling if I don't know who's yelling. I'm also not going to heal you. Like I said, I play rogue. I got nothing for you. Finally, you can get creative. Out of the box, our voice chat is crystal clear and high quality. But if you want, you can get the raw audio streams and do cool post-processing effect stuff like proxy chat. Okay, now we're going to quickly go through the different kinds of text chat that we have and use cases, because there's a few different paradigms. Then we'll do an all-up best practices for text chat. Lobby chat. People in lobbies can use text and chat with each other, kind of like we just talked about. This is great for any in-game party or group of players, from raid groups to match chat. And on the direct messages side, Discord enables you to talk to your friends. These messages persist both in-game and in Discord, so that when you're in-game, you can send a message to somebody not playing and say, please get in here and carry me, I need help. And similarly, when you're not in the game, you'll get that message and can respond, no, get good, and they'll see it. All right, there we go. Some laughs, we're getting there. Okay, linked channels are probably my favorite feature that the SDK offers. Like I said, I'm a big MMO player, and I have this constant tension of loving Discord because of how great it is to keep in touch with my guildies all day, and then hating it as soon as I log in and conversation gets bifurcated. There is nothing worse than a dead guild chat. But no longer. With linked channels, you can link an SDK lobby to a Discord text chat in that guild's Discord server. And any messages will appear in both places from anyone that sends them. And the neat part is, not all your players even need to link their Discord account for this to work. The messages still show up in both places, and responses flow back and forth from game to Discord. No matter where you're at, no more dead guild chat. Okay, so how do we make text chat great? You want to make sure that you're giving history to conversation. The SDK lets you pull in some limited history of lobby chat so that someone who just logged back in can scroll back and see what they might have missed. If you want that full persistence, encourage users to link that chat to a Discord server. Make it clear who's talking and clearly identify when messages are coming from or going to Discord. We recommend putting our little icon next to those messages. We've got a whole design guidelines under documentation. We talked earlier about making the friends list actionable by letting you invite and message friends directly from it. Do that. And lastly, similar to game invites, if your game has existing chat structure, figure out how you can augment and supercharge that behavior with Discord rather than trying to duplicate it. For example, with linked channels, don't make players make a new chat channel and connect it. It's not going to get used. Instead, encourage them to link an existing chat channel and supercharge it. Our lobby system is very flexible to suit however your game needs chat. And here's some examples of how it might be used in some different games. As I mentioned earlier, I'm a huge MMO player, and if I were building an MMO, I'd want to make sure that parties and raid groups have access to voice and text chat with lobbies. Friends can message each other with DMs, so I can tell my tank to hurry up because he's late for raid. And guilds can link their guild chat to a text channel in their Discord server, which we know they all have, so that whether you're doing your dailies or on the bus headed home, everyone can stay connected. Important note, at Gamescom last year, we brought our comms features out of closed beta, meaning that you can build with them whenever you want, but we do have an approval step before you can launch them commercially. Chat's hard, it's kind of our thing. We want to be here to help and make sure that the implementation is great and give you some pointers on your integration. This isn't just for communications features. This is just for communications features. Core features can be launched whenever and don't have any limitations. All right, finally, as I wrap up here, now that you've done all this hard work of integrating, how do you know if you did a good job? Putting my product manager hat back on here. Outside of integration design, I have one major piece of advice to impart. Measure stuff. Instrument your account linking funnel from call to action view to actual completion. Know how many people are using chats and invites and interacting with the friends list. On this slide are benchmarks from actual live titles. And if you've been paying attention, and if I've been doing a good job, you can probably tell where each could have been improved. So pop quiz. Yell out your answers. Which of these 3 games did a great job deeply integrating the social features, but could probably improve the availability of their account linking? A, B, or C? C, very good. Second, which game did a stellar job of educating people about account linking, but should closely look at how invites and messaging are available to players? All right. I expect some great integrations out of this. All right, so in summary, account linking is the foundation. Without this, players aren't going to see these benefits. Make use of our core retention driving features of presence, inviting friends, and using game invites to play together. Comms features help keep friends in touch, and they keep the conversation going when the game is done. And placement and ease of access is king. Supercharge existing player behavior with Discord magic as much as you can. Don't make people learn new stuff. Okay. Thank you all so much for your time and being willing to listen to me for 30 minutes. Usually we have to pay the engineers on my team to do that. You can learn more and check out our very wonderful marketing material at discord.com/socialsdk. And you can also join our official developer community at discord.gg/discord-developers, where you can chat with us and with other developers building with the SDK. If you have questions or want to pick our brains about how the social SDK best fits your game, come talk to us at our booth. We're happy to chat. And if you want to learn more about our ad solutions products, after this talk, walk out the door and walk back in. It's going to be right here. Okay, thank you all very much. I look forward to seeing great jobs.